An identity journey, self-expression in Van Gogh's self-portraits. One day, during adoration, I realized, and I was amazed, by how much we can be transformed by the things we contemplate, for the good and for the bad. During this same time of the year, I was reading Oscar Wilde's The Picture of Dorian Gray, a story where we meet Dorian and his picture, a cursed portrait that reflected the corruption of Dorian's soul. It was a great story, an amazing book. But in the end, it was just a story. A story of an artist, a portrait, and a tragedy. An artist, a portrait, and a tragedy. Actually, that sounded very familiar to me. In fact, what I was remembering, it was not just any fictional story, but it was the story of a so-called math artist, one of the most famous and enigmatic modern artists of our days. The story, the depiction of his self-portrait, a collection of more than 35 self-portraits during a span of 10 years, and a story of his own tragedy, a story of a misunderstood and miscarried illness and suicide. In that moment, I realized that I wanted to write about Vincent van Gogh. But who was this man? Who did he say he was? I didn't know. But he left as a legacy more than 2,000 artworks, which included his collection of self-portraits, the second biggest collection just after Rembrandt's. So I decided that I wanted to immerse myself in this adventure, in Vincent's identity journey. How am I supposed to do this? Well, I decided to follow all his paintings, especially his self-portraits, immerse myself in the experience of not just seeing details of a picture, but actually experience, like Vincent wanted, to see him face to face, eyes to eyes. Now, in our modern times, we see that it's not just enough a technique. Art is more than just good conventions, traditions, but art is a medium to express one's own subjectivity and share that to the world. But well, at the end, that could be just my interpretation. That's the reason I decided to connect this with the archive of more than 900 letters Van Gogh left. Most of them wrote to his brother Theo van Gogh. There he shared everything. The way he experienced life, the way he experienced relationship with the people he loved, his own traumas. He just opened his heart to his brother. And by doing so, he left us an amazing, a revealing legacy of intimacy with oneself. As an outcome, we reach to a deep reflection on the significance of answering to the question, who am I? Nevertheless, this is just one first step that aims to give an answer to an even more fundamental question, that is to ask God, who do you say I am?
Hester and